sharing the gift you are with the world. Out of the box, sharing the gift you are with the world, Marcus Kuzan.
Thank you, Contest Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Out of the box, sharing the gift you are with the world. The purpose of this talk is all of us here tonight, we're going to go on a journey. We're going to take an introspective look within ourselves. We're going to dig deep into our hearts and to our minds. And why we're going to find the benefits that come to us when we do this, and when we find the gifts that we have to share with others. Now, these two phases, out of the box and sharing the gift that we have with others, they're intertwined forever. And the reason is because they depend upon one another to accomplish this purpose. And if we are so privileged to share the gift that we have with others in the world, then we have to do something. We have to step out the box. Step out of our figurative box, of our comfort zone, so we can see clearly how to share the gift we have with others. Now, all of us have certain gifts. Some of us are gifted in the arts, in business, communication. Some of us are good listeners. Some of us show a lot of compassion and things like that. And see, they're all manifested in various ways. But unfortunately, in some cases, these gifts, they lay dormant within ourselves for many, many years until we decide to give birth to them through our actions. Now, what actions am I talking about that can help us to release these gifts that are in us so as to be able to share them with others? Well, there's 4 of them. In fact, they're called the 4 A's, easy to remember. Awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, and action. Now, awareness. We need to be aware of our strengths and our weaknesses. And also, we need to humbly recognize our limitations, do we not? Acknowledgement. We need to acknowledge the characteristics within ourselves and know how to understand them, and how they work. Acceptance. We need to accept the cards that have been dealt to us and to make the best of the hand that was dealt to us through honest, I repeat, honest self-examination. And finally, action. We have to practice taking charge of our minds, and when we do, we can change our minds and our lives for the better. Now, it's usually one reason why we don't practice the 4 A's, or we practice the 4 A's, but we don't go through the whole cycle. And that one reason is one word: fear. Now let's break down the word fear. F-E-A-R. You know what F means? False. E, evidence. A, assumed. R, reality. Now what am I saying? Well, we sometimes conjure up these false ideas in our minds. We hold on to them. We so tight in our minds. And then these untruths begin to stifle our growth inside, because we hold on to these untruths, this fear, this false evidence, sure reality. We hold on to them too long. See, and that prevents us from stepping out of the box. We're still in the box because we're not letting go of these untruths in our minds. We got to let go. Now, by way of illustration, there are these 3 people. They were moving from one city to another city, okay? They were driving down the road at separate times of the day. Now, this new city, there was an old man sitting outside the city. The first person came from the old city. They were driving to the new city, and he stopped and said, "Oh, excuse me, sir, but I'm moving from this city over here to the city over the hill. Tell me, the people in the city that I just came from, they're jealous, they're hateful, they're unloving. Tell me, sir, how about the people in this new city I'm going to? He said, well, you know what? They're the same as ones over there. So he goes. The second person comes, driving along, the same man. He stopped and said, tell me, sir, I'm leaving the city over here, I'm going to the city over the hill, but tell me something. The city that I'm coming from, people were hypocrites. You couldn't, they'd love you sometimes, then they hate you, they talk behind your back. I don't know what's going on with these people over there. How about the people over here in the city? Old man said, they're the same over there too. The third person comes around and says, these people are loving and all these things in the city over here. How about the new city? He said, they're the same as the old city. But what's the lesson? The old man basically said that whatever you choose to focus on is your reality. That's the truth. So, there's a quiet voice in our minds. It's the ego, and also there's a quiet voice of peace. Which one do we listen to? See, our ego is the loudest. It thrives on chaos and unsolved problems. So, in conclusion, let's recognize this evening, fellow Toastmasters, that we have within ourselves to share the gift we have with others. You see, we need to think differently if we want different results. It's a choice that all of us need to make and can make each day. So by making the choice to focus on the goal and to positively change ourselves and others, then we can step out of our box, yes, and share the gift we are with others.